Hello, Charger fans. A blast from the past here. Sad but true. But I had season tickets back when they had Dan Fouts, Charlie Joyner, Keller Winslow and company, Gary Big Hands Johnson, Louis Kelcher. Back in the day. The song was Rockin' the Qualcomm. Or Jack Murphy, I think it was at that time. The sad thing is the move. But we're not going to talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about it some other day. But I'll tell you this: I wish they would have called them the California Chargers, and I'll tell you why. We'll wait for one more time for the chorus, and I'll show you why they should have called them California Chargers. Because Los Angeles doesn't fit; the words don't fit the song. But listen up, ready? Ready? It goes like this: California Superchargers, See what I'm saying? You got it? All right, enough of that nonsense. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I used to love that. I used to play it. He used to play it all the time. So real quick about the move. So when they moved, a lot of people hated them. I don't hate the team. The players had nothing to do with that. And besides that, I don't even hate the owner really. Hates a stupid waste of time. But at the end of the day, I understand. And San Diego had a chance. They could have voted him to stay, and it wouldn't have cost them 1 cent. It would have been a tax on the hotels that would have been paid for by people staying in the hotels. So it really wouldn't have hurt us at all, right? It was a great plan. They should have passed it, but people don't always do the most intelligent things. They didn't want the Chargers, so they don't have the Chargers. North County didn't get to vote, so it's too bad. But anyway, it is what it is, and it happened when it happened. A lot of people gave up on them, and I got a lot of really cool shirts and jackets and coats and stuff from people who just threw them away. Yeah, that's another story for another day. But I wanted to talk about the defensive line today, so I want to start over here. I think hopefully I got this thing set up good for you guys. So yeah, so last year they had a lot of trouble stopping the run. Yeah, that's spot. It's true. So that's really where their defense sucked. They couldn't really stop the run. Any team that had a decent running game, they actually did pretty good. Was it the Titans? I mean, they Titans got over 100 yards, but considering that it was Derrick Henry, it was actually pretty good. We won that game. So I just want to talk about their defensive line a little bit. So they got Morgan Fox. They re-signed him, right? Um, which is good because he really came on at the end of the year. He's a he plays edge and he also plays the defensive line, so he plays edge and right next to it. And then they got Austin Johnson, who's okay, but you'll see in a minute somebody we have that might even be better coming in. Sebastian Joseph Day, he did okay too. Of course, we have Joey Bosa and we also have Khalil Mack, right? Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. So we got the two, and hopefully Bosa will stay healthy because Mack was healthy pretty much all year. So you get those two terrors out there. And so that's a pretty decent O line, but I want to talk about a little bit about a couple of acquisitions in the draft. So we got this guy. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Tui Tupoloto. Look, he was named the Polynesian College Player of the Year. Right? So he's Polynesian. I think he's Samoan, but they call it Polynesian, which is Samoa is part of Polynesia. So this guy is a beast, man. And he plays the edge. He also plays just like Morgan Fox, but maybe better than Morgan Fox, especially potential. So he's going to be in there on a rotation with Bosa and Khalil Mack. So they won't be so worn out, man. So they'll be rotating, and then also they can play him in that spot in the defensive line. Right next to the edge. So he's going to be a huge help. He's a heck of an athlete. And then we got this other guy. This guy, I'm kind of excited about this guy. Look at that hammer. You know why is he holding the hammer? They call him the Hammer, right? His name is Scott Mattock, right? And Scott Mattock, I forgot his quote. I'm not going to say exactly right. He goes, "When I come to play football, I'm there to take souls." So this guy, he could have been a Raider so with that kind of line, right? But he's a beast, man. He is a beast. They drafted this kid. He's an interior lineman. He'll be stopping the run. He'll be doing some damage. I don't know if he'll be a starter right off the bat, but you watch out for this guy, Scott Mattock. And then there's another guy that they undrafted. They were lucky to get this guy. He was wait a minute. There he is. He was projected to be like a fifth round, but they have 7 rounds, and things don't always go the way they projected. But his talent level is pretty good. His name is what is his name? Oh man, they don't have his name in here. Come on, hang on a minute. Sorry, I thought I had this thing all set up. Well, this is harder than it looks. That is Jared Clark, defensive lineman from Coastal Carolina. And they say this kid, he's a nose tackle, right? So the guy we got in there now is what was his name? I said he was okay. So the guy we got in there now is Austin Johnson. So Austin Johnson is okay, but this kid, they say he is really good. He's very strong. He comes from a small school, so those guys don't always get a fair shake. But a lot of times when they show up in the NFL, they wind up being pretty darn good athletes. So this kid is one of those from the South Carolina Chanticleers. What do they call them? The Gamecocks, those rooster guys right there. So he's pretty excited about him. So they got a nose tackle, they got a defensive lineman, they got an edge guy, edge slash defensive lineman. So I think they'll be better. I think they'll be better, and they got some new defensive coaches. So I think they're going to be better against the run. And if they're better against the run, and if those other guys I was telling you about, J.C. Jackson and those guys come back from injury, and he starts playing the way he played before when he was with New England, along with Derwin James, and if they get that guy John Johnson, he's a free agent right now. A lot of people think he really knows the system. He knows Brandon Staley's system. He used to play with him at the Rams, and that he would fit in very nicely, and that would free up Derwin James to do whatever. So we need to free that man up and do some damage. So yeah, I think the defense hopefully will be a lot better than last year. They At the end of the year they started playing a lot better when they made that run to the playoffs. When you stop and think about it, forget about the playoff game for a minute. When you stop and think about it, they had some rough time. They had a lot of people out. They had Joey Bosa out. They had their stellar left tackle out almost the whole season. Right, the guy came in and he did okay. He did good. But man, you lose your stellar left tackle. I don't know if you guys know. It's called the blind side, and those of you that know, then you already know how important that is. That's the most important lineman. Well, the center. So the center's like they know everything and they direct people. So they're really important. They're like the captain of the line, right? They're usually really football savvy. They're really good centers. But then the left tackle, he protects the quarterback more than a lot. So he's really important. The blind side, it's called. So yeah, we got that guy back. And so with healthy people, because we made the playoffs without those guys, they went on that streak, right? And I think it might have started in Miami, and they won. Pretty much the Denver game. That was stupid. I'm ashamed of that game. But all the other games, it was good, man. And the Chiefs game, come on, man, we should have won that game. We'll beat them next year. That's my goal. It's kind of like the Padres beat the Dodgers. That's all. That's all I really care about sometimes, and that didn't happen last time. But that's how I feel about the Chargers and the Chiefs. So anyway, God bless you guys, and go Bolts, bolt up, brother. See you guys later. La California Superchargers, charge.